Imagine being a kid on national television, shy but curious, and knowing deep down that spotlight could feel like home someday. That was Ben Affleck, Benjamin Geza Affleck, born August 15, 1972, in Berkeley, California. He grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, with a hard-working mom and dad, artists, educators, creative thinkers. He had an older brother, Casey, and a younger half-sister named Jordan. Early on, he auditioned for PBS Kids' show The Voyage of the Mimi. At age 10, he stood in front of that camera with quiet confidence, never expecting that years later, his name would live on theater marquees, not as a child, but as an artist with something real to say. By his teens, Ben had curiosity and a few roles in TV movies, but Hollywood's labyrinth is big and hard to navigate. He and his friend, Matt Damon, moved to LA with nothing but talent and ambition. Somehow they got auditions, somehow they got attention. People say the universe made space for their handshake moment at Sundance in 1997, when Ben and Matt debuted Good Will Hunting, Ben co-writing and co-starring. It was a gambit, they piped up where nobody asked. And the payoff was seismic, Oscars for Best Original Screenplay. Suddenly Hollywood knew two new names, smart, unfiltered, heart-filled. As an actor, Ben could do it all. Lovable charmer in Chasing Amy, aggressive brother in Shakespeare in Love, wounded soul in The Sum of All Fears. But for every success, there were ups and downs. He played Daredevil in a blockbuster that lost its compass. He starred in Geely, which became signature punchline fodder. The tabloids had a field day. Fame looked brutal. It hammered ego and shook faith. And yet, here's where his story catches. He dusted himself off. In the low moments when casting agents might have counted him out, he turned inward. Behind the heartthrob image, there was an artist searching for purpose. So he went behind the camera. In 2007 he directed Gone Baby Gone, a gritty Boston story that felt personal, urgent, real. He dug into neighborhood corners and moral complexities. Critics nodded. Audiences sat up. He had something to prove, not as a star, but as a storyteller. Then came The Town 2010, bank robbers with loyalty, love, conscience, and blood. He cast locals, kept authenticity, and gave Jennifer Garner a leading role that challenged audience expectations. And people felt it. He wasn't just an actor. He was building worlds, crafting tone, guiding performances. He married these projects with redemption and craft. His 2012 thriller Argo became a cultural landmark, CIA agents staging a fake film set to rescue hostages in Iran, based on true events. Ben produced, directed, starred. It sailed through awards season with a Best Picture Oscar, Golden Globe, BAFTA. He physically described it later as a real adult moment, a career crossroads where facade and facade breaking met. He'd stepped outside the shallow shine of star status and found meaning in honoring real lives and real history. At the same time, he continued acting in dramas, comedies, big franchises, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, Air, his own aviation story, and more. These weren't just paycheck gigs. In Air, he played Nike executive Sonny Vaccaro. Behind the Air Jordan saga, his performance layered, reflective, nostalgic. Critics noticed. This wasn't fleeting fame. It was evolution. Off-screen, his life had turbulence. His marriage to Jennifer Garner ended after years of privacy and respect. He struggled with public perception, criticism, old rumors, his mental health. He had a long, complicated path toward sobriety. He talked about sobriety publicly. He admitted mistakes, sought therapy. His emotional honesty helped shift opinion. He didn't vanish. He rebuilt on humility. Recently, he returned, even stronger, directing The Way Back, a story of addiction and recovery, which mirrored personal truth. He starred, but his biggest challenge was honesty, on screen and off. Critics acknowledged it. Audiences felt connection. That's what art does. In 2023-2025 he's been busy. An acclaimed sports drama, starring and co-producing, hyped for upcoming films like Ghost Army, Hypnotic, and The Accountant sequel. At 52+, there's no sign of slowdown. Instead, there's clarity. He's shaping talent, emerging directors, unknown actors. He's working with leagues, studios, producers, setting tone in every project. His accolades stand tall. 2 Oscars, 2 BAFTAs, 3 Golden Globes, countless critics' awards for acting and directing. But the real award, the arc, from promising kid to headline actor to box office devotee to flawed public figure, to artist-centered filmmaker, to vulnerable human, to mentor, that's a story people respond to. It's universal, rising, falling, reinvention. So why is this story niche perfect? Film fans love deep dives, stories of Hollywood's insiders. Career changers and creatives connect with reinvention. Fans of Boston cinema, of indie to mainstream pipelines, of redemption arcs, they see their journey reflected. Ben Affleck's path isn't glamour without weight. It's a human story with real stakes and real scars and eventual redemption. Your audience will lean in as they hear this. The boy on the Mimi, the blur of fame in the 90s, the crack-up moments in the 2000s, the pivot into making real stories, and the personal honesty of recovery. They'll smile at the handshake moment in Boston. They'll wince at Geely. They'll cheer the town. They'll tear up at Air. They'll respect the man who didn't just make movies, he made meaning.